So I had a lady send me a link on one of my videos, and this is what she sent me. This is what's being taught to people today, you guys. Is today's technology foretold in the Bible prophecies? It says here 3 specific prophecies recorded thousands of years ago foreshadow our amazing age of advanced technology. Let's see what this shows here. So it's showing the scripture Matthew 24:14 about the gospel reaching all nations. So in this chapter, the disciples asked Jesus what would be the signal for his return. And he says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for the witness unto all nations, and then the end will come." So as you read down, it's talking about here how will the gospel be preached to all the nations and then the end will come. And it's saying how technology today with our cell phones and stuff will make it be able to reach more people through the internet, and cell phones in our pockets will be able to preach the gospel to all the nations today through our technology. But what they don't realize is Colossians 1:23, Paul says the gospel was preached to every creature under heaven. So the gospel was preached to all the world that they knew, not the world that we know today, but the world that they knew, because it was written back then. So the next one is Revelation 11:9, instant live global news. It's talking about the 2 witnesses. See here, the 2 witnesses? And they're saying, well, how will the whole world be able to see these 2 witnesses as their dead bodies lie in the street of the great city Jerusalem, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations? Of course, they had to put all nations in this little asterisk here. That's not in the scripture itself. These people added this. So, and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and they that dwell upon the earth. And then here again, they wrote all nations. That's not in the scripture. But they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts to one another, because the 2 prophets tormented that dwelt upon the earth. The 2 witnesses are then raised from the dead. So it's saying, how will all these people all over the world see these dead bodies that are in Jerusalem? And they go on and talk about the technology that we have with TV and stuff. That's how everybody will see their bodies in Jerusalem. Not realizing that this is supposed to happen back in the 1st century, and just the localized people in Jerusalem are the eyes that was going to see this happen. It's not about the world seeing it. It's about the nations. Nations to the ancient Hebrew were people, a tribe of people, not the world like we say nations are today. You guys need to understand the language of the ancient Hebrew was totally different than the way we speak it today. I mean, look what it says here. Of course, God could supernaturally use some kind of a divine jumbotron in the sky to broadcast the event to all the peoples. But there's no evidence of this in the Revelation account. Of course not, because it was about the 1st century. The last one is Revelation 13:15 through 17. And it says, a global system of unprecedented control. And he goes on talking about how the technology, the beast system is what he calls it, that through this technology with the chips, with our cell phones, with the internet, with our tracking devices, that the beast system will be able to track wherever we are, keep control of all the people. We will have nowhere to hide because of the facial recognition technology and everything. They talk about this, and they say how the beast system is the technology that's making it impossible to hide in plain sight, and it's danger to society. But yet they keep buying this technology. They keep buying the smartphones. They keep buying the TVs, the Ring doorbells, all this stuff. They keep buying it. But if they're so freaking scared that it's part of the beast system, you think that they would stop buying it, right? If Jesus is returning anytime soon, if the tribulation is around the corner, why are they buying all this technology then? That's a great question, right? They talk about how this technology is going to be a massive system of control. It's going to control everybody through the technology. That's how the beast system will work. Then it says down here, the tech-fueled religious persecution, that even the churches are going to have facial recognition. They'll be able to track if you've been to church or not, and if you haven't been to the religious system, that they're going to enforced, and they'll come get you and take you away and all this stuff. It's just scare tactics that they're putting on society today. Then he goes on to talk about the troubling future, because technology is already in our hands, and of the companies and governments and all that stuff, that is trouble around the corner, but yet they keep buying it. They keep buying the smartphones and all the technology, even though they're claiming it's going to be part of the beast system. Then he goes on to say no one knows exactly how this will all play out or how these great prophecies will specifically be fulfilled. But within today's picture of how technology is being used to control and harm people, the outline can be seen in the coming beast power tracking dissenters, taking away their ability to conduct business and commerce, eliminating those who won't conform. Come on, really? So he wrote in here, as we've seen in 3 specific prophecies, God foretold the kinds of advanced technology we're seeing today. None of that stuff we read is talking about technology today. None of it. The scriptures that we read, Matthew 24:14, about the gospel of the kingdom will be preached throughout the world. Colossians 1:23 backs this up and says it was preached. And then Revelation 11:9. The 2 witnesses will lay for 3.5 days. Their bodies will lie in the public square of the great city, which is figuratively called Sodom and Egypt, where also their Lord was crucified for 3.5 days. Every people, tribe, language, and nation will gaze upon their bodies and refuse them burial. You guys, this all happens in Jerusalem, in Israel, and it happened in the 1st century. It has nothing to do with the world. It had to do with the Roman-Jewish war in 70 AD in the 1st century. Go back and look at my videos I have about Jerusalem being Mystery Babylon. You guys have to understand, this book is apocalyptic language. So when it was written, when this letter was written, the 7 letters to 7 churches, it is apocalyptic language describing mythical things about a war that was getting ready to happen. I mean, it says that if anyone tries to harm them, fire comes from their mouths and devours their enemies. Come on, people can't breathe fire. You guys have to start logically thinking about this crap.